Vegas has so many settings it can be completely bewildering when you first encounter it. So what I did is put this video together so that you can get Vegas set up to begin with as a good starting point, and hopefully you can work from there. For the first part where I set all of the preferences, you probably ought to start Vegas up and have it running at the same time you play the movie. Then when we get to those preference sections, just pause the video and set the preferences in Vegas. Don't worry about the window layout for now. The first thing we're going to do is go to Options, Preferences, and then select the General tab and set all of these preferences. Again, pause the video, look at what they are, make the same settings in yours, and then when you're done, resume the video. We're going to scroll through these things so you see them all. If you're using a large external hard drive, you should set the temporary files folder to a folder on that drive like I did here. Now switch to the Video tab. The most important thing here is this dynamic RAM preview. You should make it as big as you can, looking at the maximum available. But if you make it too big, it'll slow everything else down, so you'll just have to play with your computer and see what works best. Everything else should be the default values as shown. Now switch to the Editing tab and copy all the values that you see here to your copy of Vegas. I'll scroll down in a sec so you can see the whole thing. Don't worry about what all this stuff means. You'll get that from the tutorials I supplied on the DVD. Now switch to the Display tab. Leave everything as it is and make sure that the 3 checkboxes at the bottom are unchecked or off. Again, if I'm getting ahead of you, pause the video and make the settings and then resume the video. Okay, we're done with preferences. This big area at the top is where all the timeline tracks go. The things along the bottom are the docking windows. Each of the tabs connects to a window that's docked in the area shown. My setup has the Explorer, Project Media, Transitions, Video Effects, and Media Generators in the dock. Here I'm adjusting the splitter so that 2 columns of media show. The windows that show in the dock area are controlled by the View menu. As you can see, the checked items in the menu correspond to the visible items in the dock: Explorer, Mixer, Video Preview, Project Media, Transitions, Video Effects, and Media Generators. Let's display another window, Video Scopes. Don't worry about what this does, just see what it looks like as far as the dock. When you first display it, it comes up in a window by itself. However, if you move that window down into the dock area and then let go of it, it docks and another tab shows up in the dock area. You can arrange the order of the tabs by dragging them horizontally. The 6 dots mark a handle with which you can drag an item out of the docking area back into its own window. We'll close the window, go back to the View menu, and notice that Video Scopes is not checked. Now is a great time to pause the video, go back to Vegas, and set your windows up to look like they do here. Once you have the window layout like you want, you can save it, and then later, if things get out of whack, you can always go back and restore it. I'll show you how to do that now. View menu, Window Layouts, Save Layouts As. Give your layout a name, in this case, Demo Compact. Click OK to save it. Now let's make a big mess of our window layout. To go back to our saved layout, again, View menu, Window Layouts, and the name we saved. There it is. It's right back where it was. You might want to take a break right now and just digest what we've done so far. Play around with the user interface a bit, save a few window layouts. The video preview window settings aren't obvious. Right-click to get them, and duplicate the same settings that you see here in yours. Let's see it in action. Go to the Project Media tab and import a clip. You can play the clip without loading it into the timeline by using the play button in the Project Media window. See what happens when you vary the size of the preview window using the splitter bars. Here's another place where you can optimize Vegas based on your computer's power. The preview quality and the size of the preview window determine how much CPU time it takes to do previews. Okay, now let's drag the Project Media clip up into the timeline. Here's another really important setting. Right-click in the time display and select Time and Frames. That's really important. Later on you may want to change it, but this is the best place to start. Move the black vertical line back and forth to scrub at high speed. Move the little playhead symbol back and forth to scrub at a 4x rate, and you'll hear both audio and see video. Press S to split the video. And here's one you just don't see in the tutorials. This makes each clip or subclip occupy alternate layers. S for split again. And you can see how each subclip alternates between the above and below. See how easy it is to do a crossfade? Now let's look at this in a bit more detail. You can zoom by grabbing one end of the scroll bar or using the mouse wheel, like this. Let's look at the overlap area more closely. Right now it's a crossfade. If we click on it, we'll get a giant window with all the transition possibilities, but there's an easier way. Go down to the docking window and select Transitions. Hovering the mouse over a transition shows you what it's going to look like. There are also many groups of different transition types. To apply a transition, just drag it up to the transition area on the timeline. Don't worry about all these settings, you'll learn about them later. As you can see now, the transition is a simple 3D blind suite selected. Okay, that's it for my quick start. Dive in and have a good time.